Hey guys, story time here today. So, this story I'm about to tell, is kind of a crazy one. It was my first time ever blacking out at a party, okay? And what happened was that one day I went to school, nothing too crazy. I think it was like a Thursday night, or yeah, we did it on a Thursday or a Friday night. We didn't have school that Friday. I get out on Thursday and I'm go home, and my buddy, he hits me up. He's like, "Yo, I'm having a birthday party tonight. You should come. It would be fun." I was like, "Oh yeah, bet, dude, bet that." And keep in mind, this kid I had barely just met like a few months prior, so I hadn't known him for a whole long time, and I was kind of skeptical about going to his house and basically gonna go get messed up in this kid's garage with a bunch of friends that I wasn't really friends with. And I was like, you know what, bro? I'm just gonna come, all right? And I ended up going at like 8 o'clock. I get there at 8, and this kid's driveway is packed, like 6 different cars. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I call him up. I'm like, yo, where do I park? He's like, oh, dude, just go park in the church. And okay, I ended up parking there, started walking there with a twisted tea in my back pocket and a cart, okay? And as I'm walking there, I get there, he meets me, and the way this kid's house is that the house is on the left, but the garage is outside on the right. And the garage is just like one of those garages that's not very wide, but it's straight, if that makes sense. Like it's a straight garage, it's long, it's not very wide, but kind of cramped. But there's like a couch and a chair and stuff in there, and then this kid, he had a beer pong table set up, okay? And as I first got there, there was only water in the cups, so I was just trying to figure out how to play because I had never played the pong. I have never played pong before in my life, and so I was sitting there playing, kind of winning, doing pretty good at the start, and then this kid comes. We'll just call this guy Jake. Okay, now Jake, he brings two 24 packs of Twisted Teas and everything for everyone to start just drinking and going crazy on. Okay. And at that point, everyone was tired of playing with water and decided to actually say, hey, let's do this. So we start playing with actual alcohol. And then before that, everyone got in a quick little circle and everyone just shotgunned one right there. And keep in mind, I have never shotgunned anything in my entire life. And it was like, I did it way too weird. Like, I didn't make the hole big enough because I used my teeth for it. And I ended up just spilling it all over my fucking shirt. So keep in mind, I'm already a little agitated that I did that. I had beer smelling on me, okay? And my friend, he was like, yo, since you just drank, you gotta hit this cart. This kid, he hands me his cart, okay? I smoke it. And I had nothing to eat this day, okay? It started like hitting me 15 minutes later after I took the hit of the cart. And so I'm sitting there high out of my mind, okay? And after I start feeling it or whatever, my buddy's like, yo, are you ready to start drinking? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And so everyone starts playing the pong, and then as we're all watching, we were betting on who would win, or like any time everyone made a shot, everyone would take a sip. Okay. And my tolerance for anything like weed or alcohol was very, very low. Okay. I had never really done a whole lot of stuff like that. Obviously, I'd smoked, but I never drank and smoked together. So this is one of my first times ever being crossfaded. Okay. And so basically, this kid, he hands me a beer. Okay. And then I start sipping after everyone makes a shot or whatever. Okay. And then it goes pretty well for the most part. And then 20 minutes later, probably, I would say like at this point it's like 10 o'clock at night. I got there at 8:30, about, I would say. And so, well, that's when everyone else started showing up, was about 8:30. And so I start drinking more and more and more. And it gets to the point where I was visibly drunk. I was visibly high. Okay. Like you could tell, you could look at me and be like, yo, what is this kid on right now? And I was like, out of my mind, sitting there watching these kids play this game, and then they're like, "You know what? Beer pong, Loki kind of sucks right now. Let's play this new game, okay?" And I was no idea how to play it, and I was so confused. At this point, I was starting to like feel it, like really, really start feeling it. And before or a little bit after we started playing, everyone took a quick little pause to make or start drinking something that they called Borg. Okay, now Borg, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's basically you grab a gallon of water, mix alcohol with it and stuff. I don't really know what's all in it anymore. I used to, but I kind of forgot. Um, but it hits you so fast and so hard. Absolutely hammers you because it's alcohol, like smearing off vodka, or like I don't know if it's smearing off, but it's some kind of hard vodka. Okay, and everyone's getting in a circle and they're singing the song like it was. Here's the so and so's name, something about he's a piss pot through and through. Went down the other way and sip, 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 sip. And that entire time while they start singing it, that's when you drink. So the entire time they're singing the song, you're drinking. And I'm watching everyone do it, and long enough, sure enough, my turn had came. And so I get handed this fucking gallon, okay, like this gallon of vodka water, I guess you could say, and it started with them saying, "Are you sure you want to do this, bro? You're kind of already messed up a little bit. We want you to be safe, but if you want to do it, we would love for you to do it." And I'm like, in my mind, I was like, "Oh, I'm fine, dude. There's nothing wrong with me right now. This and that." And so this kid, he hands me this half gallon that's left of what's left of it. Everyone starts singing the song to my name, and I start chugging it, like absolutely hardcore chugging this shit. Okay, which later sight in, as of right now, terrible idea. Don't ever do that. Don't ever let people peer pressure you into doing stuff. And, or like, just don't try to be cool. Because that's the only reason why I did it. It's because I was trying to be cool and match everyone else. But, anyways, after I started taking some of it, okay, I was drinking it, chugging it down like an absolute champ, okay. And then as soon as my turn ended, I stopped, okay. Like the song ended or whatever, and I stopped. I then proceed to walk outside to go fucking piss, okay? And my buddy, like the guy I was telling you guys about earlier, Jake, I think I said his name was Jake. No, not Jake. It was my other friend, the birthday boy, okay? We'll just call him Devin. Now, Devin, he follows me out, okay? Because he knows that I never had really done something that crazy or ever did that much, okay? And so he comes and checks on me and makes sure I'm okay. I was like, "Yo, you good? I know that's about to hit you hard like a bitch, this and that." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna be all right. Trust me, I'll be okay." I say that, and then as soon as I start trying to pee and unbuckle my pants, I just start vomiting everywhere. And after I vomited, I did feel a little bit better, but it was still really bad. Like I was stand up and my vision was cutting in and out. I was blacking out. And then I decided to go back inside and continue to play another game, okay? And my friend, Devin, I think that's what gave his name up to be. He was kind of upset that I threw up outside of his house. Like, and that's understandable, but they let me keep playing. And that was a terrible idea, okay? So I keep playing this kid's game, and we're all having a good night. I drink even more, and then before I knew it, I don't even remember what happened. I remember waking up outside on the fucking ground, and people have took pictures of me. They took pictures of me on the ground, but I won't be showing them. But they ended up taking pictures of me, okay? And I just remember not getting there. I don't remember going back outside after I came back in, okay? And I ended up, my buddy, Devin, he's like, "Yo, okay, it's time for you to come inside. All right. It's not good for you to be out here even doing more." So he takes me into his house and this and that. And then I remember, like, I'm stumbling up this kid's stairs, okay? And his mom, she was really chill about it. She's like, "Okay, well, he's definitely spending the night. He's not leaving." And I ended up just staying a little bit longer. And I don't remember any part of walking upstairs. And then I somehow, after he put me upstairs and sat me down in his room, he was talking to me for a little bit just about random stuff, this and that, making drunk conversation. And then he was telling me how happy he was I was there, this and that, whatever, right? And I don't know what got into me, but after he left me alone in his room, I decided to go outside again. And as I made it outside, I walked down the stairs. I'm stumbling everywhere. But I ultimately get to this kid's trampoline, okay? I get on top of it, and I'm just thinking to myself, man, I am tired. I am so messed up right now, and I just fall asleep. I fell asleep on this kid's trampoline, Devin's trampoline, okay? And the next morning, he comes out at like 10, wakes my drunk ass up, and he's like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't even remember how I got here, man. It was crazy. And he was like, yeah, no shit. You're sitting here. You were sleeping on my trampoline, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go home now. And I get in my car, end up just driving home. All in all, it was a good night. Just don't let people tell you what to do. Know your limits of things. Anyways, end of the story time. Peace.